Hey guys, what's up? It's English Dan. I'm back with another video. Yeah, I've been a busy boy this week. Anyway, I'm a little bit behind. This should have been released last night, but it's being released today. This is the new security camera from eufy. Now, if you look back on my previous videos, I've done a couple of reviews for eufy security cameras, and I really like them. And this is their new version. This is the S380. It's the home base 4K camera. 2 cameras come in the box. Does allow you to add your own hard drive as well. Also comes with 16 gigabit of storage, but I'll get more onto that in a minute. All right, welcome back guys. So yeah, this is the eufy S380. It comes with the home base, and it also comes with 2 S330 cameras like this. These are solar powered. Now where I live here in Florida, I had the 2K version of the security camera from eufy, and I've never had to charge it. I installed it back in April sometime, and I've still never had to charge it. Obviously my camera sits out in the sun, even though we did have like 2 months of solid rain. It's never been an issue. So I'm presuming it's the same with these. As you can see on these cameras, this is where the solar is. So you want this to be placed not under an eave or anything like that. You want it so it gets the sunlight for at least a couple of hours a day. Pretty simple, pretty much common sense, but you know, I do know some people who installed them under eaves and they're like, the battery's dying and the sun isn't charging it up. It's because the sun can't see it, dude. All right, so let's talk about what you get in here. You get in the box, little hub that sits there, lid flips off the top, blah, blah, blah. You get 2 cameras, one for the front of the house, one for the back of the house, or however you want to set it up. That's the way I'm setting it up. You get your network cable to plug your hub into your router. You get your 12-volt adapter so you can power the hub up, because it's kind of pointless having a hub sat there with no power, right? I mean, come on. Get your USB-C cables. That's to charge these up if you do need to charge them out of the box. I didn't last time, and I didn't this time, and the sun's been shining on them brightly, and they've been working just fine. You get your mounting kits. So what those are, I didn't have to change on the front of the house because my existing mount worked just fine with these. At the same time, same size screw, so it was no problem for me, but they're very simple, and I'll get onto how to install them shortly. These 3 sets of screw packs. One of those sets is if you're going to put your own hard drive in the actual home base. They're 4 little screws that you can screw into the sides of the caddy. Now, I didn't screw them in when I did the video, but rest assured, they're in there. Okay, I just did it for speed, just put my hard drive in, pushed it in. But yeah, you can secure the hard drive into that caddy with the 4 screws that are provided. Gives you the positioning stickers as well, so you know where to drill, so you can get everything level, so your mount on your house or whatever you're mounting it to is going to be level for you. Your welcome cards, you get your quick start guide, and you get your metal pin for resetting the actual base. It's like a sim tool, and that's if you need to reset and reorganize your setup, which I'm going to be doing with mine because I have my eufy security system set up through the wife's phone. That way I don't have to deal with it. All right, so let's talk about these a little bit. So yeah, these, like I said, solar powered. What it says exactly on the box is stay charged with forever power. And let me tell you, they've been going forever so far, and these have been just fine as well. Like I say, you do need to install these so they're not in any shade, or if they are in shade, it's only partially through the day. You need to have direct sunlight hitting these for 2 hours, and that'll give you all day. Well, it'll give you unlimited power, it says. Like I say, mine have worked great. But just make sure of that. Don't put it under eaves or under a tree or somewhere where you only get sun for 45 minutes a day. You don't want to do that. It ain't going to work for you. You're forever going to have to pull them down, charge them up, pull them down, charge them up. That's not the point. Now, if you don't have sunlight and you are in somewhere like a cave or Alaska or wherever, I'm not saying you don't get sun in Alaska. I know. Certain parts of the year, though, in that place, I know it's very dark a lot of the time, does have a 13,000 milliamp hour battery inside these things. So what does that mean? It means that the battery will last for a year-ish. Okay, might be just under, but it's still going to last you a long time, so no sweat, no worries, and you can watch the battery indicator in the app for these things, so you know when they're going to need charging. IP67 rated with these things as well, so these can weather the storm, no problem. Like I say, we've been getting rained on and never had an issue. There's never been a problem, no degradation, anything like that, no rusting. The pin hasn't rusted at the back. They've really stood up well, and like I say, they've really, luckily we didn't get hit with a hurricane here in this part of Florida. Feel really sorry for the guys that did. So I don't know how they're going to do in a hurricane. I would imagine they do all right, actually, because they're really solid, but still, they're really good when it comes to wet weather, because we have been peed on, let's say. This can also work in temperatures as low as -20 centigrade or -4 Fahrenheit. Yeah, weatherman Dan Rather. Anyway, so yeah, you gotta have some pretty extreme temperatures to make these not work. So when it comes to durability and that, these things are really good, these cameras. Very, very good. The other good thing about these is they have 4K resolution. So as you can see from some of the videos I'll be playing, whether I'm playing them now or playing them while I'm talking in a bit, as you'll see, the detail on these is really good. Now, it was really good on the 2K, you could see, but obviously this being double the resolution, it's that much crisper and clearer. You can see my bald head and everything when I'm installing these. They're so good with resolution. The 2K, like I say, was good, but it'd get a little blurry when we got out a little bit. Not so much with these. You can zoom in and crop in really well. So yeah, no problem. It's a nice feature to have 4K cameras, and especially with the addition of being able to put your own hard drive in there, unlimited storage, because we all know 4K can take up quite a lot. Now, it's no problem when you start throwing your own hard drive in there. So when it comes to nighttime, my nighttime videos off my camera corrupted for some reason. I can't find them. But I will do another video on these showing you the night capabilities. But this does have a really good night mode. It's like just very, very good. It's got built-in what they call starlight sensors and an f1.4 aperture, so that obviously lets a lot more light in even in dark times, and that way it gives you a really crisp, clear nighttime image. On my last set of eufy cameras that I had, I put them on Twitter, I don't know whether you've seen it. Where I'm stood now, a bear walked through the yard, and these things picked them up great. So obviously I've not seen the bear since we've had this one, but I know they're going to work. It's just fine. I've been stood out here and they pick up my big fat body, no problem. Also has a motion activated spotlight, so if someone does come on here at night time, guess what? That thing will light up. You can also set an alarm, and that will make somebody's butthole twitch like a rabbit's nose and hopefully run that way. So what about the home base? Well, the home base works with this. It's what they call the bionic mind. It's their AI algorithm, and what it does, it cuts out around 95% of false alarms. So with some cameras you can get, you know, a cat may walk past and you get an alarm at 2 o'clock in the morning, or a tree branch may shake a little too much, and guess what, you get an alert on your phone in the morning, or it's recording. Pain in the butt. This is really good with that. So it does a thing called familiar faces. So I took a photograph of myself and it won't go off when it recognizes it's my face. It knows it's me. I'm a family member. I select myself as a family member in the app, and bang, off we go. But if somebody it doesn't know comes up, it's going to give me a real positive alarm, not a false positive. So very, very good like that. Don't get me wrong, you want to be really precise and you want it to alert you to everything just in case. But let me tell you, when you've got trees like behind me here and they're blowing in the wind and that sucker's going off 3 and 4 times an hour, oh boy, that's annoying. Like I was saying before, they have expandable local storage, so you get 16 gigabytes of storage on board in the home base, but then you can also put your own hard drive in there. And I've got a 1 terabyte hard drive that I slid in there. It's not an SSD, it's just a regular hard drive. Put it in there, in the caddy, screws in real easy, and that gives me 1 terabyte of external and 16 gigs of internal. Even though they both work as internal, it just shows you in the app as 2 different drives. So that's a nice feature, that you can just have unlimited storage basically. And then the other good thing about these cameras is what they call the centralized security management. So basically it's the app for eufy. Now the app on this works very much like the Soundcore app, bizarrely. But yeah, it's so easy to pair your devices with. I'll play the video now. I'm going to play it at 2 times speed because it can be a bit of a longer process when you're first doing it. So I'll play it at 2 times speed so it's not, you know, boring taking up your time. There will be a firmware update as well when you first grab the home base. Well, I say there will be. I don't know whether when they come out for release, whether that update will be needed or it'll already be in there, but it does take about 5 minutes for the firmware update to do. And if you do plug a hard drive in, you will need to format the hard drive, which it will prompt you to do in the app. So no problem whatsoever with that neither. But yeah, when you're coming up to install these on your house, so all you do is you plug your home base in, you select the home base from the app, has pictures there with the names on, S380. Select that, hit the sync button on the back until you hear a beep. It'll beep, then it'll start syncing up, and then it'll tell you with a voice cue that it has synced the home base to your device. And then back again to add a new device, you add each of your cameras. Same thing, hit the sync button on the back, wait for the beep, it'll tell you when it's synced, and then it'll show you wherever you're pointing that camera at, it'll show you on your screen that the camera is ready to go, which is really nice. You can also add many other devices. Now, I've not got them added on mine because, like I say, I have mine set up on the wife's camera, on the wife's phone, because I'm good like that. But we also have the eufy doorbell. We also have another eufy camera, and we've got a eufy lock as well, so we can control everything from one app. Our house is eufy fortified, let's say. Eufy is my mall cop. That's why I called the home base mall cop. It's looking out for me, dude. So all the things you can do in the app, like I was saying, you can do the human recognition, so you can set familiar faces, which is a really nice feature. That way, if I'm walking up to the door on my way home from work, it's going to be like, nah, it's all right, it's just fat guy coming home after his rough day in the office. Gives you a security port, lets you know what's been going on throughout the day. Vehicle detection, detect vehicles coming here, there, and everywhere. You can live view, so that's another good thing with these, is if you think you hear something outside but you haven't got an alert, you can just press your app and open up either the front camera or the rear camera or however you set up, and you can just look what's going on in your house live. And you don't even have to be on the same network. You can do that anywhere you've got an internet connection. So if you're away from the house and you just want to check out what's going on quick, you can do that too. But the live feature is something I like a lot. And you can record history. So you can view the recording history. So you can go back and see any other alerts as well. So again, if you're away from the house and things have been going on, well, you can always go back and see what alerts have been going on, and you can then go back and look at the recorded footage to make sure everything's a-okay. You do get instant notifications through this app as well, so if it does see something that it thinks, hang on a minute bro, ding, you get the notification on your app. It'll tell you motion's been detected in the front yard or motion's been detected in the backyard, whatever you set these cameras up as. Real nice feature. Just comes through like makes like a text message noise, and it'll drop a banner down on the iPhone, and it does the same with the Android. So it's just like a regular notification. You click that, and it'll take you to the alerts, and you can just have a look at what that alert is, or you can look live. Other thing you can do with this is two-way audio. So when I've got somebody coming to my house trying to sell me an extended warranty on my vehicle because they couldn't get hold of me on my phone, I can press down this and I can say, look guy, you need to just this is the eufy camera, S380 with the S330 4K security cameras, built for all kinds of weather. Great app support, really great resolution, great that you can do two-way. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a bird up there and it sounds like metal hitting a wire. Only when you're recording a video does that happen. Anyway, you can do the two-way conversation, so you can get rid of people. Your house is totally, I'm going to say, not secure, but visually secure. You know that you're going to know what's going on around your property with these things. Highly recommend the S380. The hub's great, it's small, it's decent. These aren't over large. I know in my last video with the last camera that I did, people were going, oh, I don't like them, they're a bit big and they stick out. Well, these aren't as big, but they're still not small, and they still stand out. And I still stand by the fact that if you've got a security camera on your house, why hide it? Put it there so people can see it, so if they do walk past, they go, he's got cameras, I ain't breaking into dude's house. For me, it's a deterrent on its own. So absolutely, highly recommend these. Links are in the description. Catch you in the next one, guys. Oh, and I will be doing night footage soon, so keep your eye on that. Probably Monday or Tuesday that video will release. All right guys, laters.